Okay, hey everybody, welcome back. This is game 2, but kind of game 3, but game 2 of our grand finals for Tide Wrath 2. It's Mineski versus Rilimin. Mineski coming up through the lower bracket, Rilimin riding high in from the upper bracket. Rilimin currently at 2-0. They started the best of 5 with a 1-game advantage, taking a pretty convincing game 1 against Mineski. I am Baseskip, and I am proud to be here presenting this game to you guys. So, Rilimin, to summarize, they need to win this game. They need to win a game to take home the prize money, the glory, all of that. Mineski need to win 3 in a row. They need to fill up all of these 3 bubbles to be crowned the champions. No matter what happens, either one of these teams is walking home with $500. The winner just gets an extra 500, so they're going home with 1,000. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And ZTY, Zisigmata is predicting a 3-1 overall score. So apparently Mineski is going to win this one, and that would take us to more Dota, and I am always excited for more Dota. So Mineski, this time around, they've got first pick. I think everything is set up, yep, so it looks like that's right. And Batright are going to be the ban for Rilimin. And Rilimin, we'll see what the strategy is going to be for them. Again, when they played against Anivia Solomid Fun, so Godot's team, Godot and Shaitan, they ran a really aggressive, and I think they also did this against, actually no, they did this against Akma. They ran a really aggressive push strategy. It worked out fantastically, and it was just a really quick way for them to clinch out a game. And doing something like that at a really critical point, now, a strategy that can catch your opponent unawares, not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, Rilimin could go for a quick victory if they want to try and get home and do whatever. I presume that they're already at home, but I mean, they've got room to play with now since they need to lose 3 in a row to actually lose anything significant.
5 seconds remaining.
So, Lone Druid's going to be banned from Mineski, a fairly consistent ban from them over the course of this tournament. I think the question right now from Rilimin is whether or not they choose to ban out Nyx, or whether they choose to ban out Keeper of the Light. Magnus and Darkseer are both there as well, but Caudle is going to be the choice here from Rilimin. And I don't know if we're going to be seeing any Phantom Lancer action. Nyx Assassin is going to be picked up here by Mineski. We might see Rubik and Magnus again for Rilimin, or perhaps some Darkseer this time around. And oh, everybody's so sad in chat. I'm sure we're going to see some good Dota no matter what happens. And Magnus and Shadow Demon going to be taken here by Rilimin. Both teams have played a lot of Dota today. I think everybody's getting pretty tired. Again, Mineski are playing on over 200 ping pretty much across the board. And I'll actually show you the pings now. So as you can see, all of Mineski hovering around 220. And meanwhile, all of the Australian players hovering at around 100, so yeah, not necessarily great for them. And yeah, Mineski will see what it's going to be. Going to pick up a Darkseer, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Rubik either. Whenever there's a Magnus on the enemy team, you have to sort of expect the Rubik at least a little bit. We still haven't seen exactly where Nyx is going to be in terms of farm priority, but Mineski with a very good, well, very solid ganking support set so far between the Nyx and the Rubik, though we might see Nyx be bumped up a little bit in terms of priority. And Rilimin right now could look to really lock into support, but I think they're going to be able to get something nice with the Shadow Demon regardless, so I think it comes down to whether or not they want to try and take something like their mid, or maybe take their carry now. Potentially a gyrocopter, something along those lines. It depends on how cheesy they're looking to be. Yeah, so it's just going to be Lena getting that really straightforward combo going on with the Shadow Demon, and we might even see them look to go aggressive here, though. Again, it would be a very interesting tri-lane versus tri-lane. Nyx, Rubik, Lena, and Shadow Demon. Tons of early game power, tons of early game kill potential, and a lot of fairly fragile heroes. Overall as well. So heading into the bans, who's still made it through? Who are we still tossing up? So it looks like both teams have their supports rounded out. So the main targets right now are sort of mids, ranged mids, high impact heroes. Mineski going to throw out a ban on the Clockwork. No big surprises there. Excellently played by T-Duck in the last game, have to say. So, I mean, some would call it a respect ban. I think it just makes good sense in the situation to remove the Clockwork, since it really did a lot of work against Mineski. Oh. Yeah. There is definitely something wrong with the standings, because it's supposed to be 2 green dots for Rilimin, not 2 green dots for Mineski. So Exian is 100% right. Those dots should be on Rilimin's side right now.
5 seconds remaining.
So, yeah. And to everyone saying imbalance, the reason that it's the way that it is... Yeah, the reason that it's the way that it is because this is an Australian tournament. It was advertised as an Australian tournament from the word go, and anybody that signed up agreed that they would be playing on Australian servers. So, yeah, that's the situation. Leshrak's going to do the ban for Rilimin, realizing that Nyx can be bumped up in terms of farm. He can be run on mid, and Mineski might still be looking for that combo with the Rubik right now. And... sorry, I'm just looking at chat again, guys. So both teams very cautiously maneuvering their way through the draft, using every second available to them. Right now, we're going to have a ban on Weaver by Mineski, so showing that they're not looking to pick it up this time around. So Yanni's going to be playing something different this game compared to what he has been playing the last couple of games. Whether that change in stride is going to affect him very much, we'll have to see. And what... so DK is going to be the ban for Rilimin. They've been doing their homework. I think Jay's been running... it must have been Jay running the solo mid DK once or twice in the tournament so far, and to great effect. Something that does catch a lot of teams unawares if they're not really familiar with Pinoy Doto. And Josh wishes that Jules was still in Mineski. Not sure what to tell you, Josh, unfortunately. Is this the lower bracket grand final or the grand final? This is the grand final. Yep. So Koro is right on top of that. Juggernaut's going to do the ban for Mineski. There was the potential for a big push strat in there for Rilimin. It could still be the case. But if it was going to be so, then you'd probably see someone like Chen +1. But given that they've already got 2 supports, I think the Chen is sort of out the window right now. TA is going to be the ban for Rilimin. So as far as our mid lane is concerned, there's still a Queen of Pain. There is still a Puck as well, just as far as our solos are concerned. And as far as farmers / carries, there's a Luna for a more push-oriented strategy. There's an Anti-Mage. There is still a Phantom Lancer for sure. And there is still a Gyrocopter as well, who I think deserves definitely an honorable mention in this game. And some people need some Dota 2 keys. There is a... yeah, Joven is... no, that's not Joven. Oa is picking... yeah, I think Oa is picking for Mineski, as long as I don't have those names screwed up this again. Sorry guys, I'm just going to check. Puck's going to be taken by Mineski here, and yeah, that is Oa drafting right now. Yeah, and it would be really nice to see Mineski take a game. I just want to see more Dota, so let's support Mineski in this game. People who need Dota 2 beta keys, there's a Steam bot that has like 11,000 keys, and it will give you a key for free if you want it. I'd ask Koro to find the link to that bot. The instructions are fairly straightforward, so yeah. But anyway. So Rilimin, what's it going to be for them? Nyx has been banned. They do sort of go for those sort of more early to mid-game aggressive style carries, though we could see them fall back to a Phantom Lancer and Anti-Mage if the game so required. Luna would definitely not be bad, given the setup that they have at the moment either. So it looks like Mineski going to be running that Nyx as a support, just looking for that last hero for their tri-lane. Rilimin, a similar story, and also looking for that solo. There is still a Quap in the pool. I feel like Storm deserves an honorable mention in this game as well, both against Puck, Darkseer, and Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin does a really good job. And we've got some yelling for Slardar going on. No problem, Josh. So if they win this, they have to forfeit another game in GM PGL, but if they lose this, then they have a chance to win GM PGL. So yeah. Who are the players of Mineski? From top to bottom, it is Oa, Geo, Jay, Joven, and Yanni? Yes, I think I got it. So Morphling is going to be taken by Rilimin. And something that we actually saw them running earlier in the tournament slipped my mind. Not a carry that has really been popular of late, but just having that reliable escape makes him, well, puts him on a similar level to the Nakes, puts him on a similar level to the Juggernaut. Just having that get out of jail free button on your carry means that your supports don't actually need to sit right on top of them to allow them to get farms. So Morphling can actually be pretty aggressive, and Mineski, they've gone for some really unique picks, and this time around they're going to dig deep and find themselves an Alchemist. So we'll see what they're going to be able to get done with this. I'd love to see some Lothars ganking Alchemist this game, but yeah, not 100% sure. And Rilimin now just looking for that last farmer, looking for that last support-ish hero. And pretty much just their offlane, could also be their mid depending on where mag is going to be run. But I think it's just going to be LT Grey or Varge playing the mag for this game.
5 seconds remaining. 5 seconds. Queen. Oh.
So it's just going to be Quap in the end. Looks like mag going to be bumped across a little bit, though it could be Quap on the offlane as well. I think we're going to see Trilane versus Trilane. And Rilimin with the Alchemist pickup, I think they might try and go aggressive on Mineski right now. But the thing is, Alchemist is actually deceptively strong in a defensive Trilane, in an aggressive Trilane. The change that was recently made to Unstable Concoction, and I believe it was actually a bit of a fix, has made it much stronger at shorter charge duration. So you don't actually need to sit on top of it to get a good stun out. And with just a disruption and the follow-up, well, with not a disruption, but with just a single stun, even a lift, and then just follow up, it is a very, very potent nuke. So anyway, on Rilimin we have Kux playing Morphling. We're going to have VDK or Vandal on Lina. Lippy is going to be playing Shadow Demon. We've got T-Duck this time around playing Magnus. And that leaves Varge to play the Queen of Pain heading towards mid. Over on the side of Mineski we have Yanni playing Darkseer. Jay is going to be on Puck. We've got Geo, aka Fat Dog, playing Nyx. We've got Oa playing the Rubik, and we have Joven playing the Alchemist. I'm losing it a little bit, guys, around the edges. It is getting pretty late for me, but I really want to cast this game, so hopefully it'll be pretty good. Based on my opinion, from what I've watched, will it be Mineski or Rilimin this time? I want Mineski to win this one. I want to see Alchemist do well. Looks like Joven's going for something a little bit interesting. He's cutting down some trees, cuts his way through. So it might just be a little bit of acid spray farming between these three camps for him right now. Yeah, I'm very, very interested to see how this Alchemist is going to be run. And looks like he's actually waddling his way over towards mid right now. Jay walking down to bot. Wise Cactus is suddenly pink, but that's okay. So yeah, so Joven's going to be playing Alk and actually taking the Alk towards mid. Going to be backed up by Rubik to try and match up against the Queen of Pain. And meanwhile, Rilimin comes straight in with their aggressive Trilane. They're only going to find Puck and Nyx, two heroes that are going to be very difficult to initiate onto, so long as Jay is quite cautious with his Illusory Orb use. We might even see him go for a more Waning Rift-oriented build, just so that he can use the Rift for a little bit of farming and keep the Orb up for defensive plays. And it looks like Rilimin are already going in pretty aggressively. They're going to get some damage down, but a nice stun connects through from... Geo. And they're going to be able to buy some space there. And everybody is excited. Everybody is excited about this Alchemist pick, and rightfully so. Greed right from the start. And it's just going to be farm, farm, farm. It is 0-2 in favor of Rilimin right now, for anyone wondering. And I'm going to stop looking at chat, and I'm just going to commentate this game for you guys. Do my best not to miss any kills, and do my best to add a little bit of insight, maybe something interesting on top. So I really, really like how Mineski have chosen to run their lanes. They've effectively dodged the tri-lane while still getting full farm out of it. Just the Rubik on mid being enough of a pest to keep Varge thinking about things, and there's the charged up stun. It's still fairly good. And I mean, just with the damage, that damage was pretty much all stun. There was no Fade Bolt. There were a couple of right clicks. But so what was actually fixed with Unstable Concoction was the problem was that in Dota 1, it counts down for 5 seconds, I believe, and then once you count down for 5 seconds, it's at max strength. The problem with it in Dota 2 was that it wasn't actually reaching max strength at 5 seconds, at 2 seconds left on the counter. It was reaching max strength right before it would explode on you. So it's actually now significantly better with that fix. And looks like Jay just trading a couple of hits with Oa down a bot. Meanwhile on top, T-Duck matched up against Yanni. It's Darkseer against Magnus. It's not a lane that the Magnus wins. T-Duck doing pretty well so far, but already starting to run fairly low on regen. It's going to take bottle crowing or a lot of regen going his way to be able to hold onto this tower for any significant period of time. So every lane, I have to say, working out quite well for Mineski. The advantage of a duo mid showing its way through, with Rubik able to have the power to just go and take runes, while Vard just sort of locked down in lane. And an attempt on Jay's life, not going to be successful. Again, these lanes really, really smart from Mineski so far. And Joven doing really well in terms of CS, as is Yanni. So Mineski off to a fantastic start, and the tri lane for Rilimin just not getting that much done. Hero's still quite a low level. And yeah, Varge feeling some of the pressure on mid, still getting CS, but not able to drive the Alchemist out. So this sort of stally state, definitely good for Mineski. They're getting quite a bit of farm up, and Yanni after, well, not too long, is going to have a lot to work with from this top lane. It's just, again, it's not a matchup that the Magnus does fantastically in. T-Duck is starting the bottle crow. He's got his bottle flown out now, so he can hold on. But the crow is pretty much going to be occupied by him the whole time. So that's tough for Varge on mid. And it is definitely Cucks. I'm not sure who's saying it strangely in their little chat, but anyway. Who's calling him CUX? I'm not actually sure. Okay, just confirming. Okay, so Varge is gonna go down towards bot, 4-minute rune, waiting for him there. But Mineski still just contentedly farming away. T-Duck fairly low, up on top, still just sipping away at that bottle, still just farming away. And Oa spotted by Varge, gonna throw down a sentry. He's still chasing, does have 3 points up in Scream of Pain right now. But yeah, Rilimin just haven't found anything to do just yet. And Joven, meanwhile, happily farming away at mid. He's got a Ring of Health picked up. So not sure if it's just going to be a casual Ring of Health for some regen, or maybe just working his way towards a Battle Fury for even more farm. We might even see Rubik head up to stack up these Ancients a bit for him to try and clear out later on in the game. And Var just making full use of his illusions right now, trying to drive Joven back a little bit. Vandal walks back, looks like Lippy's going to join him to try and get something done in another lane, realizing that things are a little bit futile right now at bot, so maybe just going to leave Cucks to farm for a while. And Joven fairly low on mid, really just needs to get to level 6 so he can start spamming his ult on cooldown and just get that casual regen out. And there is a salve ready on Rubik. And they're actually going to make an attempt at this. Varge, can they get him? He's going to blink away. Alchemist is going to be stunned, and that's going to give time for the supports to get in position. And Varge just walked straight back around. There's a lift, preventing the disruption from initiating. Looks like Joven might be able to make it out. They actually disrupt up on Rubik. Just going to go straight for the kill on him. But it actually gets Alchemist back to safety. The blink out. Not going to disjoint. Well, not going to disjoint the Unstable Concoction. But nicely played by Rilimin, drawing that first blood. Rubik throwing himself in the way to keep his carry alive and keep those farming aspirations going. Yanni continues to push in on top. T-Duck making full use of that bottle crow, just comes in aggressively, and Yanni's already blown Surge. The stun does connect, the Skewer as well. There's the reverse. And this is going to be a kill picked up by Rilimin. No vacuum. Yanni's still alive. Shadow Poison just barely clips him. And Lippy very, very low, but will be able to get back to safety. Nicely played there by Rilimin, and On the Razor's Edge, Kux actually gets a kill on Pop, now popping a salve, raging up as best he can. Fat Dog is chasing, he's going to throw out the stun, but is it going to be enough? Kux, no. 2 survivable now. And a solo kill picked up by, solo against 2 kill picked up by Kux on bot. Not sure what happened there, guys. Sorry about missing that kill. Sure would have been an interesting one. And Varge now with the double damage. Oh, Joven needs to be careful. He's going to have to turn around and throw this one. Are they going to try and continue? Joven is fairly low and just wants to get level 6 so he can pop it for the regen. So just going to, I think, hang around for now. Tango's up, does need to be careful. The double damage Queen of Pain has enough burst to be able to kill him off. Now finally level 6. And charging up the concoction. Gets the throw. It is going to connect all the way over on the hill. But Varge is going to be absolutely fine. So a 3-kill lead in...
Illusion. Spring to death. Soul will make a fine minion. Ew.
Death comes in at the ears. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What are you waiting for?
That was a close one.
Snuffed out!
That was special for you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What did I do? Did I just mute my sound? Oh my god. I accidentally hit my mute microphone button. I don't know how I hit that. I don't even know how I did that. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. So Kux is going to get stunned up. He is just morphing strength right now. So yeah, sorry about that. That's really weird, guys. Cedoc's going to skewer himself in. And going to be able to get a reverse polarity down on Geo. He's going to drop. I'm trying to think of what I was saying in the last 2 minutes since I've accidentally had my microphone muted. So I'm sorry about that, guys. That's really, really bad form for me. But you guys will hear me now, hopefully, and everything will be a-okay. So, Rilimin straight in. Fortification's going to pop. Rubik reveals his presence, but he's just going to be jumped on immediately. TP support is coming in, but Laguna Blade is going to drop him like a rock. In comes Yanni. They're going to be able to get a nice 2-man unstable concoction, but defensive disruption is going to keep VDK alive for now. In comes Geo. He has respawned. And that looks like it's going to be it as far as bottom lane is concerned. Jay, he's coming in, but Kux and T-Duck ready to go. They throw out some damage. Silence Jaunt, but VDK not quite able to get the stun. Vandal now stunned up. He's going to drop for the second time in this game. A kill picked up by Mineski and a very, very close TP out from Lippy there. So, sorry about that one, guys. I'm not sure how I hit my microphone mute button, but I guess I did. So I'm hopefully back. Hopefully you guys can now hear me. I somehow muted my mic. I have absolutely no clue how. But yeah, Mineski down 5 kills. Oh, I must have gone for the graph when I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry about that one, guys. Varge jumps onto Jay. He throws in a Dream Coil, still has the Sonic Wave ready to go, and just turns around. There's the sounds. VDK comes in. Varge just barely alive. And Haystron picked up by Cox. Jay now in trouble. Can he make his escape? Stun not going to connect from Geo. Jay now in trouble. He's got a phase shift. Needs to try and dodge. Jaunts himself away. There's the phase shift. Cox chases after. Doesn't actually get the damage out from the phase. There's a silence bottling up. Jay's still alive. He's got one more phase shift. Needs to dodge this auto attack. And now Cox perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Jay wants to play. Goes the phase shift. Nicely done. Oh, but no. Vandal from the side gets the nuke. Dragon Slayer finishes him off. Laguna Blade and Sonic Wave. No mercy for Rubik. Such fantastic play from Jay, but all the while Vandal sneaking into position and gets that kill. I don't know. I have no idea how I muted my microphone. Okay, I know how I muted my microphone. But my microphone mute hotkey is right next to my hotkey that shows the graphs. And that's exactly what I did. So yeah, I'm sorry about that one, guys. Embarrassing on my part. Rilimin push in on mid. They're going to be able to get the tier 1 tower down. And Jay comes in just to try and disperse the rabble a bit. Still 10 seconds away from that next Dream Coil. So not going to be able to get too much done there. And yeah, still experience in gold. Fairly close. Hopefully Alchemist is farming up a storm. Yeah, Joven at bot, working his way towards that battlefield. Is feeling a little bit of pressure from T-Duck. And Yanni has been quite comfortably farming top this whole time as well, it does appear. Almost has his mech finished up. Rilimin supports, go for the smoke. They're coming in down towards bot, but this might actually be trouble. Mineski have a whole bunch more heroes here. And T-Duck is walking straight in. Are they going to be able to catch Jay? This might be trouble. Pings go out. T-Duck's hiding. He's got a reverse ready to go. Jay with a phase shift. And now T-Duck trying to escape. Dream Coil on 2. Rubik already dead to the Laguna Blade. T-Duck going to be able to throw out the reverse, putting out some good damage. But is it going to be enough? In comes Joven. 1 for 1 so far. Varge blinking out. Yanni in the middle still has his mech ready to go. Vandal one more time. Going to be the lone man caught out. Relying on the fact that he's going to be dropped by Jay. Joven's going to chase across to try and get another kill, but not going to find anything in the end, unfortunately. But yeah, Mineski, they lose. Yeah, they lose Rubik. But they managed to pick up 2 kills and a fairly significant kill on T-Duck, along with getting that reverse out of him. Cox is going to be able to get this tier 1 tower on top, so not an awful trade overall. But definitely not what they were expecting heading into that jungle. And maybe that'll give them a little bit of pause the next time they go in. So Mineski are definitely stabilizing this. And Alchemist is still pulling away. Heading towards his battlefield right now. As you can see, we've got a bit of an argument going on as to what he should be building. Whether it should be Lothar's, whether or not it should be Battle Fury. Yeah, we'll have to see. I love to see Shadowblade Alchemist. It's great with Unstable Concoction. You can jump on top of people. Very similar, obviously, to Shadowblade DK. But yeah, we shall see. But I think Mineski have managed to find just those 2 stabilizing kills. And Rilimin taking just a little bit of time to regroup. Looks like Cuck's working towards whatever his first pickup's going to be. Probably just the Lincoln Sphere. Unless he's feeling extremely aggressive. Yanni continues to farm on bot. And Mineski, just by the direction of the graphs, you can see that in a stallier game, they do just get more out of the map than Rilimin do. So, yeah, doing a pretty good job. And Korra has finally found that bot. So, anyway, God, wake up, Baseskip. You've got Dota to cast. So Mineski 4 down bot. Double damage up on Jay. Invis Rune as well. Now bottled. So definitely some kill potential there with the Dream Coil back off cooldown. T-Duck's going to reveal himself on bot. And looks like Mineski just trying to get in position, into a sneaky position to try and go for a smoke, just in case there was a ward in this region. Nicely played by them. The other thing about smoke now is that the animation isn't revealed if you're actually in smoke compared to the enemy team, so it's a little bit safer to go for smokes now. and it has changed things just a little bit. And Joven the target for this gank on top, but Vandal and Lippy might actually find themselves in a bad spot in a bit. Both teams going for smoke ganks. Joven pretty tanky with the ult. They get the disruption, but Vandal reconsiders. TP support is immediately coming in. And just Joven's positioning should have suggested that he was suspicious about what was going on, and oh, they managed to catch VDK. They threaten the stun, they threaten the stun, they threaten the stun, they don't use the stun. They managed to get him down, and another pretty straightforward kill picked up there by Mineski. Varge now the target on mid. And yeah, Lina has been very unlucky in this game. T-Duck on bot working his way towards a mech. Blink Dagger almost finished up for Jay, only 50 gold away right now. And Alchemist looks like it's just going to be straight to Battle Fury for him, has already picked it up. And enter the farm mode is Joven right now. He's going to be, well, he's going to be 6 slotted in very quick time, in fact, if he just gets to farm lanes, gets to farm jungle. And there's already a couple of stacks set up for him as well. That looks like Yanni might steal this one. No, Reconsiders says, okay, this one's for Joven. Yeah. So, anyone who wants a beta key, Koro, my mod Koro linked a Steam bot which has very straightforward instructions to get a beta key if you need one. It has like 11,000, it's not really that difficult. So anyone asking for a beta key in chat, just follow that link. And we're gonna have a smoke right now from Mineski. The game plan is to leave Alchemist to farm while everybody else gets things done. There's a Blink Dagger up on Puck. And both teams sort of ships in the night. Stun's gonna connect on 3, but Vandal a little bit caught out. Now turned around with his own stun. He's gonna go down. Nicely played, but Jay's not done. Dream Coil, double damage. Tita comes through, but he gets silenced. No reverse stun connect. Well, stun connects on nothing. Sonic Wave over the top, and Rubik going to drop. Wall goes down. Fat Dog drops. And Cucks in over the top of the fight. Jay walks back in. Gonna phase shift. Wants to kill off Lippy, but popped by Morphling. Yanni stands his ground, trying to fight on top of the wall. It's 3 for 2 so far. Yanni on the retreat, still being hit up. And nicely played by Cucks. Spawns the replicate, jumps to it, and picks up a kill. Dominating streak for Lippy. And Mineski, despite getting really good initiation in that fight, not coming up trumps as they tried to push up onto the high ground. I mean, Rilimin did bring 5 to the fight, so it was 5v4, but overall, not a great fight for them. And surprising, again, given that they got the early pick off on the Lina. But from that, it was 4v4. There are already abilities on cooldown. And yeah, looking really good. Well, looking pretty good for Rilimin, but all the while, Alchemist is farming, and he's already working his way towards his Shadow Blade right now. And as Bethesda said, he is very, very quickly getting farm. What have we got going on? Mineski disqualified. Oh, what? Okay, so that's unfortunate, but I guess they're now going to have to focus on this. I'll have to get official confirmation from someone who's more in tune, but what I'm seeing in chat is that GM PGL has disqualified Mineski. I thought they were waiting for this game to end, but I guess they didn't. I guess they didn't wait. So yeah, and for whoever can't add the bot, I'll help you guys. I'll do my best to try and help you guys after this cast. I promise. If I don't immediately fall asleep. So 6 kill lead in favor of Rilimin, about a 1k experience lead. In their favor, and about a 2k gold lead as well. They are up a couple of towers, so the gold lead is a bit deceptive. And Alchemist now has his Lothos up. I'll bring up the overall items. He doesn't actually have BKB. I don't know. Is it Varge who has BKB finished? I think that's flying out. Yeah, right this second. So going to be able to be a lot more aggressive in these fights. What? Anyway. Stop looking at chat. Oh, Alchemist, they are going. There's the Vendetta, there's the stun, there's the next stun. Cucks dropping low. He's going to be bursted down. VDK stands his ground, able to kill off the Nyx. Dreamco forced out to kill him off, and Vandal just playing on the edge this game. Gets a kill and finds another death. Now brings his total death score up to 6 right now. And Var just going to be blinking backwards. on mid. So a pretty significant kill on Kux, have to say. Nicely coordinated there by Mineski, and still far from out of this game. T-Duck continues to farm on top. I think just trying to get that Blink Dagger up right now. And Mineski getting ready to push in down at bot. This could be dicey. T-Duck, no blink, does have the maxed out skewer, does have a rank 2 reverse polarity ready to go. Jay still just chilling out on mid. No TP scroll up for him right now, so just going to be stacking some ancients. And I don't think Mineski are going to end up going for bot, just by virtue of Jay not being able to come and join that fight too easily. And Kux is just going to go aggressive, because that's what Kux does. And get himself a replicate up as well. They jump in, but Rubik actually able to waveform himself out. T-Duck looking for that reverse polarity, but actually splits the wickets in the middle of 2. Reverse polarity threatened, but the vacuum cancels T-Duck. All that, or T-Duck just held it there. Rubik will go down. Varj chasing that way. Yanni gonna try and TP himself out, and nothing to stop him there. Wall was used. Just the 1 kill picked up on the Rubik. So not a huge exchange in the end. Meanwhile, Joven applying pressure top, and Vandal does need to be careful. Is Alk just going to go for this one? Concoction plus Lothar's. A deadly combination, and Kux, did he actually spot this one? Looks like the answer might be no. And I think Joven's just going to have to go to a safe place to try and explode on himself and then try and walk out. Lippy defending on mid. Rilimin in a distinctly defensive position compared to where they were just a few minutes ago. And now the threat of the Alchemist just growing and growing and growing. Hyperstone already picked up as well, probably working his way towards an AC. And Rilimin come in to try and defend on mid. Nice little dodge. And looks like Jay is going to be absolutely fine to just blink himself across. Looks like he jaunted and blinked there. T-Duck lifted up into the air. Completely out of mana, and in comes Alchemist. Throws out the stun. Only going to connect on 1. No. Varj actually going to dodge the stun by blowing his BKB, but now he sort of needs to go. Otherwise, Rilimin might have to just back it out. Kux is getting some split pushing done on top, and Lincoln Sphere now finished for him, so needs to be, can be a little bit less cautious when split pushing, since he can't just be immediately stunned for 4 seconds by a Lothar's Alchemist. Yeah. Mineski, I think, have really stabilized this game. I mean, look at that net worth on Joven. He's being given every single creep he could possibly want. Already has that recipe up for his AC, and just from camp to camp to camp keeps the Grievel's Greed rolling. And the cash just keeps flooding into his pockets, and he's still got plenty of slots to fill just yet. And I really don't know if Rilimin have a response to a very tanky Alchemist, especially if he has an AC and a heart. I think the sum total of their damage might not be enough to bring him down, barring Kux getting a couple more big items. But he just doesn't farm very quickly compared to the Alchemist. I mean, Morphling no slacker in terms of generating his own gold and jumping from lane to lane with the replicate and getting a lot done, but just cannot stand up to the machine that is Alchemist right now. Already with his AC finished up. Kux hiding in the trees. Rilimin, they're coming in. 3 from the rear. Vendetta away from the Nyx. They're going to just jump straight onto VDK. Now jumping through. Joven the target. 4 wailing away on him. He will drop. However, Vandal dies in the back of the fight as well. And 1 for 1. Not a bad trade for Rilimin overall. They still have not used reverse. Meanwhile, Jay just can apply some pressure on top. Dagon actually picked up for him. TP ready to go to try and defend bot. Wall's going to be dropped by Yanni, and just to try and stall, but needs to go in for the vacuum. Jay now TPing in to get the vacuum back on Kux. Pop the Lincolns, but just able to waveform himself away. So the wall used strictly as a stalling tool there, just to try and buy some space for Joven to be able to respawn. Kux, meanwhile, just going to head over towards mid. Get some farming done there, and Jay actually giving chase. They've got vision, and he's still jumping in. Blink on cooldown, Illusory Orb on cooldown. Very ballsy plays, but able to drive Rilimin back just by himself. And I guess just the threat that there are more people chasing. So, Alchemist does now respawn. He's gonna have his AC dropped off. Dropped off the courier. And looks like Rilimin just gathering around the Roshan pit a little bit right now. I think just letting Vandal get some wards down. Lippy chilling off to the back. Kux continues to farm. Probably just going to be a Manta style as the next pickup for him, I would suspect. Or maybe start working straight towards a Butterfly, depending on how threatened depending on how threatened he feels about the Alchemist right now.
Dire's bottom tower is
And
under
Alk
attack.
straight back on the farm train. Net worth pushing out and out and out and always turning. Skewer back. Oh, Jay able to phase shift before the reverse goes out. Gets the silence. Blink cancelled by damage, but able to jaunt. Geo comes in, pops the Carapace, now reconsiders both teams, dancing back and forth, safety dance on both sides. Nobody knows if they actually want to engage. The Vendetta pops, and now a Blink stolen by Rubik. Everybody out is the call for Mineski and Kux.
Radiant's top
Applying some
tower
pressure
is
on
under
top
attack.
will force attention out
Radiant's
from
structures
Alchemist.
are fortified.
Both of these heroes just maneuvering around. Kux pushes the wave in. Alchemist farms it out ridiculously quickly. And then Kux pushes in another lane. Is pretty much the story right now. I mean, it's still a 6k experience advantage in favor... Well, 6k gold advantage in favor of Joven right now. As far as overall golden experience right now, it's 2k in favor of the Radiant and about 4k gold in their favor as well. Rilimin are going to make their way into the Roshan pit, try and pick up that Aegis. And Joven, I think just considering his next item, maybe, or maybe wants to just kill off this replicate. I think that's going to be the decision. No, there's not actually anyone there. Unfortunate for him. I think was hoping to spot someone. But all it is the lonely replicate, which was just about to despawn anyway. Rilimin all the while have been working away at Rosh, going to be able to get that Aegis up on Kux. And yes, Solutions do get all passives, they get auras, so they get all sorts of things. They don't get all passives and they don't get all orbs, that's actually a lie. They do get a lot of auras, they do get Gem for example, they do get AC. So, not a bad replicate at all, jumping on top of the Alchemist there. And Alk needs to be careful. Yeah, left is definitely the right decision right now for Joven. Gonna run himself out. So, Rilimin, right now I think just wanting to make use of this Aegis. They've got 6 minutes left with it. 5 minutes left with it. And right now, Mineski actually potentially on the front foot. We'll have to see. I mean, Alk is still just farming up a storm. He's gonna run out of slots eventually, but that's not an eventuality that I think really bothers Mineski too much right now. So, heading down towards bot. Would love to get this tier 1 tower without too much of an investment. Looks like Kux ready to go, and it's either gonna be an Ethereal Blade or just working straight towards. It's either gonna be an Ethereal Blade or working towards that Butterfly right now. For him with that Eagle Song picked up. T-Doc off to the side, Blink Dagger ready and raring to go. And Jay just continues to upgrade his Dagon. Dagon level 3. Now the pick off. So really hoping to be able to burst somebody down over on the side of Rilimin. And Rilimin just staying grouped up, leaving Kux to do his own thing. It's a very similar story for Mineski. Neither team really engaging too heavily right now. But again, Alchemist continues to win the farm war. The longer this drags on, and Kux is going to get silenced up. They get some steals. TP support now coming in, so Kux can stand his ground with his Aegis. Mineski are going to blow pipe, and they're going to try and run the hell out of here. Rubik actually has more strength right now, and Kux comes in, going aggressive. Rubik really needs to be morphing strength already. He's going to be popped by Sonic Wave. BKB Varge, and Geo going to try and TP himself out. Tidek goes for the skewer. He just barely connects it in the last second. He's going to go down. Vandal just being chased by an illusion. And Lippy being chased by Jay gets the disruption off. Throws out some damage, but I think he might be gone. Jay for the blink. Lippy for the jukes. And in comes T-Duck. Wants the kills. They're actually going to be able to kill off Jay before he finds Lippy. And unfortunate for him. 3 for nothing the overall trade for Rilimin. Not even losing that Aegis. Looking very, very strong right now. 9 kills their advantage. Pretty much nothing as far as experience is concerned, and still 4k gold in favor of Mineski, but Joven has actually just been farming up on top this entire time. Almost has his heart finished up, but we'll see if it's going to be enough to actually face up against Rilimin. If he gets chain stunned, then it's definitely going to be trouble. If he gets chain stunned, then the rest of his team is going to have more autonomy to get things done, to cast spells, to try and disrupt Rilimin. But I mean, if Rilimin take a good fight and get some picks to start things out, then I think they might just be able to focus fire Alchemist to death, and even just kite him around with the Demonic Purge. things like that. Basket, please tell the spectators not to type. I don't think I can, sorry. Because they're just chatting. I'm not an admin of the tournament. They're actually the admins of the tournament. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna ask them to stop typing. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we're 30 minutes into the game. Josh is very, very surprised about that. And Joven's still farming very, very tanky now on Alk. And Mineski, they're using Joven as bait. They're looping 4 around. There's a double damage sitting just there. And in jumps Jay. They're going to be able to get the silence off on T-Duck. Can they burst him down in time? Kux gets vacuumed into the wall. The Dream Coil as well. Now getting stunned up. T-Duck in trouble. Hasn't been able to blow reverse just yet. And Joven just does not care about the Laguna Blade, shrugging it off like it was absolute nothing. There's the reverse polarity. The Kux has already dropped, and Mineski swarming over the top of this team fight. Kux going to try and escape. Comes back, morphing strength as best as he possibly can. Joven coming back in, needs another stun. Going to be able to get it down. Is there going to be enough damage to kill off the Morphling? He's got a waveform ready to go. Waveform's over the top. Gets vacuumed back, however. Nice stun from VDK. Tries to buy space, but Kux is going to drop Vandal. Now just being chased down by Joven. Triple kill for Jay. And nicely played by Mineski. Turning that around in a very big way. Really nice initiation from Jay, jumping on top of T-Duck. Made him panic. Not really a great reverse. And Alchemist, he is here with a vengeance. Going to be a buyback from Kux. Rilimin, very worried about this Alchemist getting up, already slapping away at the tower. I think Rilimin realizing that they're on a bit of a clock right now. Unfortunately for Mineski, they haven't actually managed to take a tier 2 in either of the other lanes, so it can be at best 1 Rax for them, but Piper's going to pop Demonic Purge up on Joven. He's just so tanky though. T-Duck's going to be able to skewer him back, trying to force Mineski to engage, but he's still alive, he's still fighting, and he can't actually turn around. Have Rilimin overextended, get the vacuum back, the cleave going to work, a nice stun from Geo as well. 2 kills so far, and now a Dream Coil goes down. Kux turns around, they throw Laguna Blade, but still Joven just does not care. Can they kill him? I think the answer is no, and he's still chasing, still killing. They kill off Lena, and now Kux back into the fight, just going to be forced to jump himself out, but Mineski, not really a scratch on them, and Joven going to be topped off in very short order with that Heart of Tarrasque. I can't turn off spectator chat because I'm actually in the game, so it's not really spectator chat. Nice stun. T-Duck's going to be bursted down before he can even react, and now Kux just getting bursted. I don't think there are any more follow-up stuns. He's going to be able to make it out, but Relic up on Joven. He's straight onto the racks. They won't be able to get the second one. Jay probably going to apply some pressure on this tier 2 at bot, but Rilimin, Alchemist, just too ridiculous for them to try and deal with right now. We'll see if it might even be, as people are saying in spectator chat, a Divine. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for Mineski right now. I think this is gonna be their game, and they're gonna force Rilimin into a game 3. That'll bring it to 2-1 for the overall standing, still in favor of Rilimin. So Mineski need to win 2 more back-to-back after this one to go home with the prize. Rilimin again only need to win 1, and Alchemist straight up onto the high ground. They managed to get an illusion out of him, well, a replicate out of him as well. They get the disruption, but they just don't have the damage to kill him at this point, and he's too much of a threat not to. A bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Kux, Lincoln's is going to pop because of that unstable concoction, but I don't think Alchemist cares, and this is just initiation room for the rest of his team. Jay jumps back out, the Sonic Wave at the top, but Alchemist just continues to shrug. Doesn't really care. The wall, the vacuum, pipe pops, and now just Lotharzing around. Dream Coil drops. T-Duck trying to get into the middle of the fight, but Joven just standing his ground. Nice reverse polarity, stolen by Rubik, however. Gonna walk straight in, reverse polarity on 4. Alchemist finally goes down, but the rest of Mineski just going to work. Varge gonna try and blink himself out. Fat Dog. Well, Geo still with a Vendetta left. Lippy trying to escape, throws out the Soul Catcher, and Geo now gonna stand his ground against Kux, and gets stunned up by Alchemist, who has rejoined the fight. T-Duck in trouble, as is Kux. Gonna drop. Double kill there. No buyback available. Well, no buyback available on the Dire side, and I think that's going to be it. Rilimin again. Well, back to having to find a single game to win out the championship. So really nicely played by Mineski. Have to say, even with the ping disadvantage, pulling out a game. And we've got at least 2 more games left. Obviously, if Rilimin win the next one, then we are done. But if Mineski win the next one, we go to a 2-all draw. Winner takes all. So GG's going to be called. I've been Baseskip. This is Tides Wrath 2. This is our grand final of this competition. It has just rolled past half past midnight here in Brisbane, so I'm not going to have a fun day at university tomorrow, but that's okay since I'm going to stay around and keep casting for you guys. So thanks for everyone tuning in. If you guys have any feedback for me as far as my casting is concerned, this game wasn't great, but leave me a message in chat or send me an email at baseskipdota@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, otherwise, stay around, Mineski. They've got some fight left in them, and we're going to see if they can get this out to a 5th and final game in Game 4 coming up soon.